So, PLC. AFK for the last, what, 20-30 minutes of the last session. Disputed succession. Where the fuck these guys are. Apparently they're orthodox. Yeah. PLC. Maxed out Diplo and mill power and admin power. Let's look at these ideas. Fairly fleshed out. They switched out one or two of these last session. And, nearly finished this. Give them another merchant. Not using these ones currently. But yeah, main thing, you look at this 15, 16, 18. So what you do is you pump one in there, pump one in there, pump one in there. That still leaves you at no corruption. You wait for this to be level 17 admin. So yeah, you wait for this to be level 17 admin, which you can do now. You get tech 19, tech 20. I do the tech 20 when you need it. Say when you're fighting either Prussia, Austria, Ottomans, or Russia. That's when I do the tech 20. So I'm gonna load that save back real quick. 1 second. That was a misclick by me because I'm big brain. You wanna load? You wanna load? You wanna load? Alright, so let's do this. See clergy support. Bang. Bang. Tick, 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 tick. Now, you put 1 point into here because would you? Would you even? Yeah, you would. You put 1 point into here so that way you actually continue to gain mill power. You could also put it into one of these ideas because that's 400 off, still about 566. But then the reason you do that is to save that negative 10%, which when a month ticks will go down to 0. I assume. No, we'll go down to 5, I think. Yeah, we'll go down to 5. Yeah, you get that Saxon. You get the Eastern Caracol because that 2 fire pips that they have. But Southern Cossacks or Eastern Caracol? Una momento. Fucking, that's not what I wanted. Come on, come on, come on. That is not what I fucking want. U4. Where the fuck is it? God damn it. Okay. This is so annoying. Okay. Come on. Okay. I would say, Southern Cossacks, because it has those 4 fire pips, that shock damage. You don't really have much cavalry damage anyway. This gives you defensive fire, which, I meant shock, I meant fire damage on the other one. Gives you defensive fire, which means, you take less damage from fire. Yeah. You deal more shock damage, etc, etc, That's the point of these anyway. You want to deal damage, etc. So you want to get that up. God, I'm not used to Eastern Tech units. Yeah, you have this because your AI saved up 2,900 ducats, if you want to pop it, pop it. Like if you start going into loans, that'll help initially. Again, save it here because even though this is good, you're gonna need it when you say fight Russia, fight Prussia, fight Austria, fight Ottomans. Like, that's when you click up. You don't wait for, you don't just click up anyway, because then you're kind of just wasting mill points. I mean, if you're ahead of time, you get innovativeness, but So yeah, then you do this. You have Miltech focused, obviously. Your advisors, I assume, died, and you're really not paying for much. Your generals, for some reason. 1 second. Can't get that general because it's 50, because it's 80%. Recruit minister. You can get 266 ducats. I'd do it just because you can keep it at 40% loyalty. Let's look at all this. 66k manpower, 51 force limit. You have the eco to spare, so I'd go to about here. I go to 1,000 ducat, where you're left with 1,000 ducats after that. Build another, what, 10, 11 force limit buildings? I don't know. And then build just 2 manufactories. And yeah, 3 canning houses, whatever. Like, unless you are saving up for a war against Russia, Prussia, Austria, Ottomans, then I'd leave it at 1,000 ducats, and just when it gets higher than 1,000, spend money back down to 1,000. That way you have a form of a war chest. This way it's just instant production, you know, instant another 70 to 60 force limit, etc., which will then also be increased by this another 50%, which is what you want. Discipline, production efficiency, morale of armies. I always forget. I would get rid of this one for now because you don't really have any. Okay, what I would do is get rid of the morale and either get the dev cost or the ideas, mainly because get the prestige, because you need to recover that prestige, because your base prestige is just, wow, it's bad. Your rivals are Papal State Milan, Netherlands, so send an insult to them. You can't because you have negative, so let's just do that. Then embargo. Yeah, you're embargoing them, that's good. So you're at 26, which means you can get another leader for free without upkeep. What is this one? Duchy, Kingdom, Empire, alright. It just seems, I don't know, it always throws me off. You've accepted all your cultures. Do you auto-accept Lithuanian? I don't know. I guess it'll be useful once you start pushing out into this land that isn't Lithuanian. Wow, Lithuanian culture is just this area? Okay. The more you know. Yeah, so don't spend on that. Wait on this until you have either these tech up or you're at war. Convert your last province unless you want to go Orthodox, which I think is a bit late now. Reforms again, whenever you have time, money, and nothing to spend your Diplo on, nothing to spend your matter on, switch off this. Just do it. Mainly because also the majority of your land is also nobles, so it just means you can't give more land to the nobles. Which, if you kill Russia, it'll be this grain. If you kill Austria, it'll be this grain. If you kill Prussia, it'll be this bit of grain, which has some dev to it, so I maybe wouldn't. Ottomans, on the other hand, there's not much you can give to them. Livestock, fish. Yeah. Other than that, you pick the right ones here, pick the right ones there. 15% manpower I like more, because you don't have an eco, so I think you made the right choice there. I'd grab this 10% morale when you can, or just this dude. Got 100 spy network there. Just build a spy network on whoever gonna clear on. It's them. It's good. I'd get the trade efficiency just because you can, and then this national unrest for 10 ducats instead of the whole 14. Yeah, because your national unrest -7 wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I'd be building just production buildings from now on. Trade is never going to be an option for you unless you transfer from here into there and transfer from you can't transfer literally anywhere else. Do you have power anywhere else? You don't. So this merchant is just sitting there doing nothing. So you could chuck it like up in the Baltic Sea to push more money out for other people, because there's still 4 ducats that are left in there. So yeah, who's keeping that? Finland's keeping that 4 ducats in there. So if you chuck your merchant up there, push that tiny bit more out, because I assume these guys are your allies. Actually no, Russia's your ally. So I guess put it over here, push it into there, but there's no need because he has 100%. I don't know, it's a wasted merchant. Sell it to England? I don't know, there's not much you can do with it, but because you have trade ideas, it will have that extra trade power if you do put it in here, like let's say 5%, push it in. How does Hamburg 358 ships? But yeah, there is, let's see, comp. You got rid of your cannon, as I said last time, because no matter who you're gonna ally with, whether it's these guys, whether it's these guys, whether it's the fucking Congo, they're probably gonna have better cannon and more of it than you. So you just also don't have the economy to maintain cannon, so why not just put more of your eggs in the same basket of cavalry, which you have that extra 33% combat ability of, especially if you go quality ideas next, which I believe you should. Yeah, just definitely go quality ideas, because you'll eventually have a very, very decent army. Not like grand, just very decent. You could probably still be smacked by most people, so Diplo's your main ally, but yeah. I wouldn't recruit generals for these, just because you need to save this mill power for teching up and then taking an idea, which I would do the maybe fort maintenance and the reinforcement speed and defensive. If we look here, what does defensive and economic give? -1 unrest. You know what, I lied. Go focus quality. Focus quality, quantity every day of the week. You get the force limit, garrison size, supply limit, and attrition. Yeah, focus quantity over defensive. And you should be good. Reason that you could do so many techs here, here, and here is because these this -25, that -20 stays while this month is going. Need better army attrition, quality will help that. But yeah, this will give -10% dev cost, 20% goods produced, will also increase your production income as well as your trade income. Yeah, I'd reduce this down if you're not training both armies, just so that you can keep that this slight bit of positive income, and yeah, definitely looking at it, I go to 1,000 income, buy the 3 advisors or whatever, and then put like your heir or like a free leader onto this army or that army, drill it, put the maintenance down to 0 for the other. Yeah. Again, I'd focus admin advisor over this Diplo. I didn't say that initially, but yeah, I'd focus this admin advisor over this Diplo because your admin is the furthest behind, and yeah, that's mainly it. I'd keep this focus for like the rest of the game, because even once you've completed military ideas, the next military idea, and you move on to, let's say, religious or innovative, whichever one you move on to, you're just gonna be deving up all this farmland with don't prove me wrong. There's farmland. Yeah, all this farmland with fucking manpower. You know, building manpower buildings, building force limit buildings, building an eco, somehow getting someone to subsidize you for this. Good stuff. Yeah. Right. This is the last thing I wanted to look at. Again, all of this really hurts, because this is really, like, good land. Not this bit, per se, but this bit, for example, it's grass and farmland and trade centers that is going to the nobility. This stuff, sure, fuck it, I don't, like, whatever, but, like, this 3 dev march and that 6 dev, etc. there, sure, this one, these two, yeah, give it to them. Grasslands, this one, give it to them. This one, I don't know. That one, give it to them. You know, these little provinces that are like 5 to 3 dev, that are like on marshes and forests and shit, give that to the nobility. This grassland that is, and farmland and centers of trade, that is all just beautiful, rich, deved, well, land that you can dev to kingdom come. Give that to the clergy, give that to the burghers, or just don't give it to either of them. Like this silk, that's not silk, that's cloth. Give that to like fucking the burghers. Give this to the burghers as well, honestly. You can't, because it needs to be 10 dev. But yeah, basically, it'll take a while, because let's look around, right? Where's a trade good that is really valuable that the dudes have? Not here. They have this trade node, and they have this one. They have a trade node over here. This one. So if you take that from them, it gives them 38%. It's only going to be 2 to 3 months before they want it back. Then what you do is you just give it to, say, the burghers. Hi, hoi, hoi. Yeah. So that'll increase your trade power by a little bit more, increase the production income of this province, which will be fairly high because it's going to be a farmland. You're going to be deving it, you're going to be putting buildings in here, etc. You get what I mean. Give them your shit, like grain land. Give the clergy your livestock. I'd say give the nobility this land after you strip them of their other land, just to make them happy. Like, if we give that to them, boom, they're happy again. Look at that. Now, if we, let's look for that 12 dev, I remember, somewhere. Was it over here? You know what? I'm high, probably. That'll make it down to 30%, but oh well. Give that to them. give that to them. Sure, they're back up to 33 to 89% influence, but like, Eastern Tech Group, Monarchy, Nobles, holy shit. Okay. This is, you need to reduce their provinces. Okay, you just need to straight up reduce their provinces. Get them to that zero loyalty, deal with it for a while. Get, do the call the diet thingo when you can. Demand that fucking manpower. Again, you don't really need to do the idea clicks until just because you kind of want to save up the manpower so that way you can click, but you also don't want the corruption. So, yeah, I'd save up for the tech. I'd save up. God, this is annoying. I'd wait till war. When you get to 900, then put a point into these or something. When you get to 900 points, 980, whatever, put a point into quantity, then wait it out until you're in war. Click it, click the next one. Hopefully these two are up by then. 58, 54, so 8 years, 4 years? That seems astounding. Why is that so much less? Why is that 8 years, 4 years more with a lower cost? I don't understand. But, yeah. Also, last thing, look for a great power around you that can influence you. Because that'll give you +1 to your admin because it is your lowest. So that way you'll have 4, then with an advisor, you'll have 5. Absolutely fabulous. Cutting down, that's why it'll take so long, because that's 7, that's 3. So yeah, cutting down that time to like, let's say 1457, I want to say, because that 25% won't be there. Neither will this 20%. God. There'll be 21, so there'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'd say it will be 25. Yeah. By the time he gets to 21, can click up to 18. Alright, you get what I mean. If you don't get what I mean, message me. Yeah, cool. I am big brain. Haha.